Hello everyone, I'm Ihsan. In this video, we will see the latest foldable smartphone from Samsung called the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold4. We will see the appearance and design of the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold4 and also some very interesting features in this foldable phone. First, let's see what's inside the box from the sales package. For the box design, the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold4 comes with a black box with a minimalist design. And it is quite similar to the Z Flip 4 box that we have unboxed previously. Here in this video, the color of Z Fold4 is grey-green. In the sales package, you will get a manual book and then you will also get a USB Type-C to Type-C cable and also a SIM card tray ejector. To see how it looks, now let's unwrap all the plastic on the outside of the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold4. When we first hold this smartphone, the weight immediately feels quite heavy. I strongly believe that this is much heavier than the S22 Ultra that I previously used. And after checking the specifications, the weight of the Z Fold4 is 263 grams, while the weight of the S22 Ultra is only about 228 grams. However, if we compare it to the previous Z Fold 3 version, the weight of the Z Fold4 is actually slightly lighter than the Z Fold 3, which still weighs 271 grams. Then we will see some details on the sides of the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold4. The position of the charging port on the Z Fold4 is at the bottom. Beside it, there is a microphone and there is also a speaker. Then on the right side, there is a power button that also works as a fingerprint, and there is also the volume button. At the top, there are 3 microphones and there is also a speaker. Then on the left, there is a SIM card slot that already support dual nano SIM. But unfortunately, there is no slot for microSD at all on this smartphone. When the position of the phone is closed, there is also a Samsung logo in the middle frame. Now let's just turn on the smartphone and set some initial settings and immediately see the foldable screen display when turned on. After the initial settings, several warnings will appear on how to use these foldable phones. And there are also what things should not be done on the foldable screen. And this is how the foldable screen looks like when we turn on the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold4 for the first time. On the display here, you can really see the taskbar at the bottom of the Z Fold4, which appears when opening an application. For the crease in the middle of the screen, it's still quite visible at certain angles, especially when there is a white or fairly bright color on the screen. And for the under-display camera or UDC, it already looks hidden, but the camera will still be a little visible, especially if you focus on looking at the camera position. In this camera, you can see the color that looks a little different at some of the pixel points. The color looks like the color when you take a close-up photo of your monitor display. Then for the One UI version used in the Z Fold4 is One UI 4.1.1 and the Android version used is Android 12 version. Next, we will see a comparison of the size and designs of the Z Fold4, S22 Ultra and Z Flip 4. In the folded position, the Z Fold4 is about 155.1mm tall and 67.1mm wide. And the Z Flip 4 is 84.9mm tall and 71.9mm wide when folded. For the S22 Ultra, the height is 163.3mm and the width is 77.9mm. When the unfolded position, the Samsung Z Fold4 is 155.1mm tall and 130.1mm wide, while the Z Flip 4 is 165.2mm tall and 71.9mm wide. And if we compare the green color on the Z Fold4 and S22 Ultra, here the green looks a little different and the green looks a bit brighter on the S22 Ultra. For a comparison of the sizes of these two phones when the Z Fold4 is folded, the Samsung S22 Ultra looks taller and wider. If we compare the thickness, it is certainly much thicker on the Z Fold4 than the S22 Ultra. And then if we compare two latest foldable smartphones from Samsung, the Z Fold4 and Z Flip 4, if the Z Flip 4 is in unfolded position and the Z Fold is folded, the Z Flip looks taller and wider. The thickness is also of course much thicker on the Z Fold 4 and almost twice that of the Z Flip 4. Next, we will see some interesting features of the Z Fold 4. For the usage of the Z Fold 4, it looks like more to a multitasking use. For the additional taskbar features in this latest version, it feels very helpful when you want to move application quickly. And it feels like using Windows on a laptop. For the multi-window feature, it can also be very useful for those of you who want to be more productive because you can immediately open many applications at once on a widescreen. You can directly open applications in split screen mode for 2 or 3 applications at once, and you can even open more apps in pop-up mode. In addition, there is also flex mode feature that can be useful when the phone is folded and placed on the table. Then you can also use the widescreen on this phone to open YouTube while reading the comments on the right. To open YouTube in this view, you can just rotate the Z Fold and the display will immediately look a little wider. And when opening YouTube in the wide display on Z Fold4, the next video and comment section will immediately appear on the right part of the screen. For more tips and tricks on how to activate many interesting features and also the settings that you need to activate on the Z Fold4, you can directly tap on the video that appears on your screen if we have uploaded the video. Hopefully useful. See you in the next video.